Okay, this is 1714 continued. Okay, when we left off, uh, didn't have our fixed assets in. Basically, the problem tells us our fixed assets stay the same, so we just bring them over. They stay the same, and we find our total assets. Here is the sum of our cash, accounts receivable, inventories, and fixed assets. So we have a total asset of 53,100. Okay, so we come back down here to the notes. Let's start looking at our notes down here. And we have our assets in 2009 will change to this amount. So it'll be 53,100. We just bring it down. Our target debt ratio is 42%, which was a given. Okay, so that means our total debt should be our 53,100 times our 42%. Okay, so that gives us a total debt of 22,302. We have to take off our payables and accruals, which we find up in the up here. So we take off our payables and accruals and find our total debt, bank loans, interest-bearing debt, bank loans and bonds of 10,152. Okay, we can allocate that out. 35% goes to bank loans and 65% goes to bonds. So we just multiply 65% times the 10,000 and 35% times the 10,152 to get this. Now to find our interest expense, all we have to do is say our interest rate, which was given up at the top, it's 11%, times our total loans, bank loans, which was 10,152 to get our interest expense of 1,116.70. Our target equity ratio would be 1 minus the target debt ratio, so we just say 1 minus our 42% equals 50. Ratio should be 30,798. Okay. So now let's go back up and see if we can fill in the rest of our income statement and our balance sheet. Okay, we have our interest expense now, right? So all we have to do is bring it up, equals, and let's get our interest. Here it is right here, enter. Okay, so our interest expense has come up. Right here. Now to find our earnings before taxes, we just say equals our EBIT minus our interest enter. Our taxes would be, our tax rate is, we just find our taxes, we say our earnings before taxes times, and our tax rate is 40%. Enter. So now we want to find our net income minus our earnings minus our taxes equals our net income. Okay, now to find our dividends, we look at our dividend payout rate is 60%. So we're paying 60% of our net income to dividends. So we say our net income times or retained earnings, we'll have what's left over. So we just subtract our dividends from our net income. Okay, so now we finished our income statement. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording here so our videos don't get too long. And we'll go to part C next.